Good morning, guys. Better together. Cup of coffee and a sunrise. Um, so I like to try to start off the day, with because anytime I kind of go to God, I go to God in prayer. I always kind of thank Him first and then complain. Um, but so yesterday, um, had a couple of good praises. A lot of encouraging people reached out to me. A lot of people that you know I hadn't reached out to them in a long time and spoke to. I just kind of took my ball and went away when I left Columbia. Was hurt, sad, and just took my ball and didn't want to play anymore. So anyway, I didn't reach out to a lot of the people. I didn't start caring for them or loving them. I just, it was something me and Leah kind of felt like we had to do. But anyway, a lot of those guys are reaching out to me, and I really appreciate it. So we're going to start listing God's miracles. And today it was how many people have been encouraging to me and reaching out from past friendships, current friendships, work. It's just been amazing. It's been amazing. And as the word kind of starts to get out, but the praises for yesterday was that obviously, and I got to spend some good quality time with, and I kind of thought about it because my pastor, we put this thing on YouTube last night or yesterday or something, and I'm gonna go to Facebook and kind of do something to tell people where it's at or something if they want to see it, and if they don't, that's fine. I get it. I don't expect my family to look at it, maybe ever, especially not right now. But anyway, I'll kind of put that out there. But a lot of encouragement going on, especially I think since that thing went out, and a couple people have checked out the video, and people are just wanting to jump in with both feet, and a lot of people praying for a miracle, and y'all keep doing your part for that. And a lot of people are just asking me how they can pray for me. What do I want them to pray for? And y'all keep doing that, so we'll have it covered as far as that goes. But so I got to spend some good quality time. But that's what I was dropping a pin. I was wanting to say that I got to spend some good quality time with my son. I might try to stop using names. Those that know me will know the names. But I don't know how this thing looks. I don't know how YouTube works, and I don't know who can get a hold of it and who can do what with it. So I'm going to maybe try to pray about whether I throttle that back a little bit or not. But at this point in time, I had a lot of good quality time yesterday with my middle son. He had come up the night before and stayed the night, so he and I had some good conversations, and in all honesty, this is where another part of the blessing, the conversation we would not have had I not been diagnosed with cancer, right? So that was a great thing. And then talked to my boss a little bit because, there's a lot of stuff, a big part of the struggle for me, as I've shared with you guys, is wanting to make sure that I do my part before I go, that my family does not have a burden from any of this. And my supervisor at work reached out, and he and I had a long conversation on the phone, because I was like, tell me how I need to do this for leave and this and that and the other and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, no, John. We got you back. You're working from home. I sent your laptop, so they're going to allow me to be as much a part of that team as I can for as long as I can, which is pretty solid. That'll give me at least some time to put things in order. So that was a mini miracle right there. Because that was one of the things that was weighing heavy on me is, but anyway, this ain't going to be all gloom and doom. But anyway, I really appreciate the team I got behind me and wins the run. So that was another miracle. And then you know, I'm on the phone all day with people trying to work through some stuff, and Leah was able to get my PET scan because insurance and paperwork and whatever it be. When I left the hospital, they had told me I had an appointment for this coming Saturday, and then Leah's like, "That's not going to happen. You don't tell somebody they got to, you know, potentially days, months to live, and then tell them, yeah, we'll get back with you in a couple weeks or whatever." She's like, somebody's going to do that PET scan. I believe Leah probably would have done it herself if she could have got to the machine. But so anyway, she ended up getting it moved to Thursday, and then come to find out when they called me, they were like, "Well, yeah, it's taking a little longer. We're hoping to get you the last slot for Saturday." And I was like, "Well, if you can, I'll take it." And then Leah called a little bit later, and she's like, "Tell them don't worry about it. It's done. We got it worked out." So another miracle is that I'm going to have that test tomorrow. And then, of course, you know, with every test that you do, I got restrictions today because I had my to-do list. I'm clicking things off, keeping that mind busy. And the day before that test, you can't do anything strenuous, dude. So now I just gotta sit at the house by myself and think. So anyway, but that's a blessing. So today is evidently a non-strenuous other test prep day. But I woke up this morning, and another blessing, you know, God, I guess because I finally put that video out, maybe that was God's word, maybe that was God leading me to do that, to share this. I was, because I didn't want to do it, and I thought He was telling me to do it, but I slept last night for, I think me and Leah finally, well, I don't know when, Leah was probably awake when I went to bed, but I was able to fall asleep about 10 and sleep until at least about 3:30. But I mean, you know, times like these, brother, I'll take that because, like I said, no matter how much sleep He gives me, I always have enough strength and energy to get through the day. So I'm bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, but I did get a little late start this morning with the coffee because I got to have breakfast with my wife. I guess because she ain't sleeping. We were able to get up and she cooked us some eggs and stuff like that because I haven't been really eating, but today it's exact opposite of what they told me when they told me to leave when I left the hospital because of the pancreas stuff. Don't eat a lot of protein, don't do this, don't do that. Well, today's test prep, I'm supposed to eat protein and no carbs. So anyway, I had, just so happens we're equipped. My wife has a bunch of slave labor out there. She's got some chickens, so I had some eggs for breakfast, and she scrambled them up for me, and so I appreciate the ladies for that. So yeah, there's a lot of blessings in this, and already today I got a phone call from a brother I hadn't talked to. I mean, we follow each other on Facebook or whatever you call it. We're friends and all that, and I keep a good eye on him because somebody has to. He's a troublemaker, but yeah, that was a good call. Started my day off, so that's kind of where we're at with that. You know, a lot of praise is as I see God's hand at work. The things that I'm concerned about, of course, you know, still trying to work through the paperwork portion of this. So Leah and I, my wife, it's going to be hard for me to not do the name thing. My wife and I kind of been trying to figure out some things with, you know, all these online documents and, you know, wills and this and that and the other. And we reached out to a couple friends, and they're like, dude, I know nobody wants to go to an estate attorney and pay the money, but because right now that's the opposite of what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to bank it and do for the family and save. But we're going to have to pay that. But luckily, another blessing, through Leah's work, we're going to get a real good discount or rate through like so, you know, Lincolnton, she works from the city of Lincolnton. Hear me belling out information again, and I shouldn't. But so hats off to Lincolnton because they've been real supportive of my wife in this. Her boss and her boss has been through this, so that's good. I mean, it's not good, but it's good for Leah right now. But anyway, so we're going to meet up with him because we went, you know, it seemed like the further we talked, the more questions we had. And there's a lot of other things around that kind of thing. A state attorney and debt, working out. I don't want her to, she's got her car and I got my truck, and something's going to be done with one of them. But anyway, we got to just kind of figure all these different things out, and we got a couple fuels in the fire working on some things. But today I got another friend coming up wants to see me, and got another appointment this afternoon, and I got a couple of non-strenuous things that I can do this morning, paperwork type of things. But yeah, it's been a good start to a good day. Had a lot of things kind of running through my mind, but that I wanted to talk about. And one of the things, I guess, before I go today, I know some of them other videos were really long. That was never my intention. That's just where I was at. But luckily, God is I'm starting to see that peace that I've been praying for. So there's another miracle. Because when I was first told this, I've hated him. I was so mad. And here he is still, like I said, he didn't give me the cancer, but here he is giving me peace with all this, which I didn't think that would ever happen. But anyway, something that I read this morning, and I'm trying to figure out what I want to read, where I want to focus, because there's a lot of, he tells us we'll never understand it, but there's a lot in there that I want to know a little bit more about, specific stuff right now. That I've never really focused on before when I thought I had forever. So that I'm going to try and dig into some of what I want to do with that. And I kind of kicked out to my pastor and said something about, I don't know, maybe there's a way I can be a part of a virtual, life group and that kind of thing, me and the wife. And if not, me and her will do our own thing. That's fine. I was talking with my friend on the phone this morning, and I was like, COVID, it just really tried to make us all withdraw and kind of defend in place, and the church took a big hit in that. So there's ways around it. So me and her will start doing our own thing right here in the house. That's something that we just, well, we can't go to church right now because of COVID, so we just didn't do nothing. Didn't crack the book. Well, I did read verses, but it was, how it is. It's one and done, quick thing. Oh yeah, whatever. But so maybe me and her can get back into actually getting into a good study, and maybe I can loop in some virtual people that, kind of, I don't know how that looks, but anyway, I guess another praise, that video went out yesterday. It's kind of funny because I just sent it to Jimmy, and I was kind of like, hey, my intention was, you look at these and you tell me if this is the dumbest thing ever, if you think this could help somebody else, if this could have some sort of impact. And it may be a way too during COVID that my friends can kind of still be a part of it, what I'm going through, what I'm thinking. But I was kind of looking on Jimmy to give me some feedback and say, well, you might want to not talk about this, and you might not want to talk about that, and you might want to, keep it shorter and da-da-da-da. But then he popped me back with this little screenshot of, like the coffee cup and this and that. And I was like, oh, well, that looks amazing, dude. I don't know how people do any of that kind of stuff, so everything looks amazing to me. Some of you IT guys might be like, well, Jimmy could have done a little better. But to me, that's awesome. How do you put a coffee cup in a video, right? It's amazing. But anyway, I was like, yeah, that's cool. And then, and I know he's working like a dog for me. He always has, anytime I've asked. But then later on that night, I'm sitting in the sunroom with Austin and Leah, and Leah's stressed buying, purchasing stuff because we got to make some changes. I've got to move my bedroom to a lower level because there's going to come a time that I can't get up and down them stairs, and it's going to probably be soon. So we're doing some stuff like that while I can get around and I'm able. And I got she's my sister-in-law actually, but I look at her like a daughter. But her and her husband, I made them swear a life debt to me to always come up here and help me when I called, and they've always done it. I'm gonna pass that debt along to Leah now. So you all heard it, it's on the record. But anyway, they're gonna come up and help us do a lot of things this weekend as far as taking this thing down and moving this thing over here. And I think my dad's gonna help me put up a wall next week, and we're gonna do the little divide. Anyway, long story short, that's some more praises. Just the way people are stepping up and helping. But so it's gonna be a busy time. But I kind of wanted to, I guess, leave you guys. There's so much I want to say, but I know these videos need to be short and sweet. But one of the things that I read this morning, because I wanted to read something, I was sitting there and I'm like, I got to find the right thing to read. And I'm like, but that don't mean you can't read. So you're going to read something today while you think about and mull things over. You've done enough mulling the last year or two. But it said, I was in, because one of my always go-tos, if I'm not like actively reading something in the Bible, whatever day it is, and I hope today's the 10th because I read the 10th of Proverbs 10, but I would always just pick, open up to the day in Proverbs or Psalms or something. And just, so anyway, today was Psalms, Proverbs. And what really kind of popped out to me, and it talks about a man's wealth and a man's the righteousness, and it said, ill-gotten gains do not profit anyone, but righteousness rescues from death. And that really kind of hit me because I've tried to do it the right way. I've tried to go about life with God's direction and not getting and earning my keep, and so getting things that weren't ill-gotten gains. And then it says, if you do those things, righteousness rescues from death. Well, guess what? It ain't my righteousness. I ain't nothing. But the righteousness of God is what's going to rescue me from death. And that's where this peace comes in that I now am starting to get and understand. So that was a good thing. That kind of really resonated with me. And I want to kind of leave that with y'all as I get ready to shut this thing down today. And just know, and I gave y'all gave you my word. I was gonna, because this song, so just for the record, I hadn't turned the radio on in over a week now. I used to listen to it going to work and coming home, and if I was doing stuff around the house, I'd pop it on. And but that song is still going through my head in those lyrics. So I had said I was gonna print that thing off, and I'm gonna print off a picture of the guy, see what he looks like, see what he's up to. I don't know, maybe I'll see if I got time. Maybe I'll read what he's about. Maybe he's a real good dude too. So I'm gonna dig into some of those lyrics, and I'm not gonna talk about any of them right here and right now because that'll get me all choked up again. But I will do that. I will do that. And my hope is tomorrow, because I was kind of running a little bit behind, but we still, I guess the sun's just always coming up, right? But tomorrow, I'm going to try and figure out a way, because I always, if I'm able, I'm outside. So I'm going to try and shoot this sucker from the front porch. Right now, and this is okay to say, you don't know where I live. I'm in my dining room, kind of. So, but anyway, we'll try to shoot it from the porch tomorrow, and I hope you guys have a great day. Appreciate all the support. I appreciate everything. I'm gonna prep for this test, and then Friday, I think today's Wednesday the 10th. Friday, I think I'm supposed to go try to get a second vaccine from COVID. I was like, why? I'm not gonna bother with that. Who cares? But my wife is wanting me to get it, because she said, if they do come back and say we can try some treatment that may be effective and guys, maybe worth the reward. Risk may be worth the reward. She wouldn't want COVID to take me out, so I guess I'll go ahead. So that means if I have a weekend like she did last weekend, I'm looking for to suck, I guess. But anyway, you guys have a good day. I got this thing down to under 20 minutes today, so that's good. Just keep me and my family in your prayers, if you would. And Addie asked me this morning, how can I pray for you? And just I prayed for the continued peace for me and my family, and that God, whatever His intentions be through me for these last couple days, that it happens. That His will is done, that I follow suit, and You don't have to keep me up all night. That I just do what I'm told. But anyway, I just went over 20 minutes. So thank you guys. Have a great day, and God bless you.